Afternoon to all. Thank you all for spending your Monday with us. Let me start by introducing myself. I am Meena Vishwanathan, Treasurer, the San Francisco chapter of ICAI. The SF chapter is honored to host all our special guests today. Honorable Minister of Commerce Piyush Goyal ji, who is also a chartered accountant, along with Ambassador Taranjit Singh Sandhu ji, and our CGI Dr. Nagendra Prasad, President of ICAI CA Debashish Mitra, Vice President of ICAI CA Aniket.
Recording in progress.
Founder Chairman of British Columbia Chapter CA Vijay Gupta ji, Chairman of ICAI Toronto Vivek Kapoor. Today's event is hybrid with special guests joining us virtually from all parts of the world. We will begin our day with a welcome note by the acting chairperson of the San Francisco chapter of ICAI, Sudha Michael.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining the hybrid event. We have a very distinguished panel here. We are also joined by our president and our vice president remotely from India. Greetings to all the guests here and to all who have joined remotely. Today is a very memorable and special day, and we welcome all of you to the Unite in America event, where 6 representative offices of ICAI are getting inaugurated. These are the Arizona, Austin, Los Angeles, Michigan, North Carolina, and Ohio representative offices. The CAs in each of these regions, they have come together with a lot of energy and excitement to grow the ICAI footprint and plant the ICAI flag in their respective geographies. And we are very happy to have this inauguration with this esteemed panel of dignitaries and the ICAI leadership. The San Francisco chapter, along with the other 6 US chapters, New England, New York, Washington, DC, Chicago, Dallas, and Houston, extend our very warm welcome to the dignitaries and to all the guests who are participating today. Special mention of welcome to Shri Piyush Goyal ji, Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry, Government of India, to Ambassador Shri Taranjit Singh Sandhu ji, to Dr. Nagendra Prasad, Consul General of San Francisco, our President of ICAI, Dr. Debashish Mitra, our Vice President of ICAI, CA Aniket Talatiji, and the special guests from our Canada chapter, the founding chair, Vijay Gupta ji, and the current chair of Toronto, Vivek. We welcome all of you, and we just look forward to take this forward and hear your words of encouragement and blessings to these ROs. Thank you.
Thank you, Sudha. I would now request our founding chairman for the ICAI San Francisco chapter, Vish Arunachalam, to talk about the San Francisco chapter, how we began, how we've grown since 2017, and our roadmap for the future.
Thank you, Meena. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Vish Arunachalam, founder chairman of the San Francisco chapter of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Here esteemed special guest, Honorable Indian Cabinet Minister and leader of the House and Rajya Sabha, CA Piyush Goyal ji, Indian Ambassador to the United States of America, Shri Taranjit Singh Sandhu, Consul General of India, San Francisco, Dr. Nagendra Prasad, ICAI President, CA Dr. Debashish Mitra, ICAI Vice President, CA Aniket Talatiji, Founder Chairman of ICAI British Columbia Chapter, CA Vijay Gupta, Chairman of ICAI Toronto, CA Vivek Kapoor, special guests and CAs who've traveled from various parts of the world to be here amongst us at this grand launch. And the real heroes of today, the chartered accountants from the 6 new ICAI rep offices at Arizona, Austin, Los Angeles, Michigan, North Carolina, and Ohio in the USA. Fellow CAs and our well-wishers from around the globe who are listening to this, who are watching this event live. To all those who work hard all around the year, may this day be a meaningful and fruitful reward for all your hard work. A warm greeting on this Labor Day from us at ICAI San Francisco chapter. This day is celebrated across the USA and Canada. And happy Teachers' Day to all the respected teachers around the world. I would like to start my speech with the inspiring words of one of India's greatest teachers, Bharat Ratna, Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, whose birthday is being celebrated as Teachers' Day in India. He said, "A life of joy and happiness is possible only on the basis of knowledge and science." Dear CA Piyush ji, your participation in such an exclusive event with Chartered Accountants at the ICAI San Francisco chapter shows the high esteem you have for our profession and the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, where you had secured CA second rank all over India. It is a moment to celebrate, as we learned earlier today, that India has overtaken UK to become fifth largest world economy according to the IMF. I would like to state that our CAs in this part of the world hold high positions of influence in industry, in the profession, in the academia, and also as entrepreneurs. Bringing together the brightest minds in any space and opening up new horizons is vital to the growth of any community. I'm proud to state that the San Francisco chapter of the ICAI has taken several steps in the right direction to contribute to this endeavor. We have played a key role in the expansion of ICAI footprint in the USA. In 2017, we were the only active chapter in the USA. By 2022, we have incubated and helped establish 15 new offices across the USA. We have 7 chapters of the ICAI in the USA. This was done in collaboration with the community of CS in this country, as well as our leadership in India and the International Affairs Committee in India. We are present in each of the city where our Indian mission is located. Thanks to the Indian mission leadership in the USA, our level of engagement and collaboration with the Indian Embassy and the Indian consulates is much greater now. We are proud to state that each of our ICAI offices in the USA have women in leadership. At ICAI San Francisco, we've always had 50% women leaders at all times. I take this opportunity to acknowledge the contributions made by the late past chairman, dear friend and colleague CA Geeta Ramakrishnan to ICAI's journey in the USA. She was a leader and she helped us greatly in getting to where we are today. Her family is here amongst us. I would like to inform you that we have invited select participants today and 95% of them are chartered accountants in this room. We have representatives from 12 of our sponsored organizations as well. I would like to seek your support, sir, in obtaining mutual reciprocity for our chartered accountants in the USA. We've been battling this for years now. We need to work together with the Indian ministries, US government, the AICPA organization in the USA, the state accounting bodies, and the ICA headquarters to make this possible. I'm proud to say that the team ICA San Francisco chapter has led from the front and delivered at all times for our ICA fraternity in the USA. We will work to establish an ICA national office in the USA in the near future to do this at a greater pace. ICAI USA will be participating in the World Congress of Accountants 2022 in November in Mumbai with a delegation of 30 chartered accountants and speakers from this part of the world. This is a milestone event in the history of our institute, sir, where for the first time ever, the second largest professional organization in the world will launch its overseas offices across 6 different regions in a single country on the same day at the same event. Unprecedented and unlikely to be easily replicated. This is historic. This is big. This is exciting. Thank you all for sharing this moment with us. Welcome to United America. Thank you.
Thank you, Vish. Next, I'd like to introduce CA Aniket. He was elected as the Vice President of ICAI for the term 2022-23. He has served as the Chairman of Financial Reporting Review Board. He was also the director of ICAI Accounting Research Foundation and a member of various other committees, boards, and directorates. He's joining us virtually from Delhi. Thank you once again. It's middle of the night for you all, so thank you all for being awake and for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and a very good afternoon to all our friends in San Francisco, the Bay Area, and the Silicon Valley. Yes, it's late in the night, but a matter of great pride for us to have our very own pride of the profession, CA Piyush Goyal ji, the Honorable Union Minister of Commerce and Industry, on this historic day when 6 representative offices in the United States are getting inaugurated. The guest of honor, His Excellency Mr. Taranjeet Singh Sandhu. The special guest, Dr. T.V. Nagendra Prasad ji, the Honorable Consul General of India. Besides me, the Honorable President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, CA Dr. Debashish Mitra ji, Vish Arunachalam, Vijay Gupta ji, Sudham all conveners, founding members of the 6 rep offices, ICAI members who are tuned in live, watching across the globe. A very good afternoon once again, and a matter of great pleasure and pride for me to be joining all of you on this historic occasion when our ICAI is expanding in the United States with 6 representative offices. Truly a matter of great pride and privilege. The Institute of Chartered Accountants of India has gradually but surely grown in terms of the size. Today, Honorable Minister, sir, we are close to 400,000 members and 800,000 plus active students who are pursuing the course of Chartered Accountancy. We have been acknowledged as the 2nd largest accounting body in the world. And now, with the very important growth and development that the Indian economy is witnessing, India becoming the 5th largest economy, and the predictions are very soon we will be the 3rd largest economy in the world. The growth of the profession is also keeping pace with the growth of the country. And recognizing this, a very important step was recently taken by the council in its council meeting last week. And what better day than today, the Teachers' Day, to share with all our colleagues that the CRET, that is the Revised Education and Training for Chartered Accountant students, has been approved by the council and will now go to the central government for its approval. Yes, sir, it's a matter of great pride and privilege for us. This new CRET is relooking at the CA profession, making it more relevant to the India of tomorrow, making sure that the Chartered Accountancy course continues to be the course of choice for any student pursuing commerce. Today, we are seeing tremendous growth in the number of students pursuing foundation across the country. But now, with the revised and the new education policy, which the Honorable Prime Minister had issued, and again today on Teachers' Day, he has requested all of us to follow. I'm very delighted to share with you that the new CRET is in line with this NEP, which the government has launched. The course, as always, is going to be contemporary, but very importantly, is not going to focus only on rote learning, but will now have a very important aspect of how we use technology in day-to-day lives. And the final, that is a CA final level, every subject is going to have ethics and technology imbibed in every paper. This is because the future of the profession lies in embracing technology. And today, when we are talking to our friends in the Silicon Valley, you all appreciate the importance of technology and how it is going to change the accounting profession. A very important aspect of this CRET is also that the government, in its in-principle approval to ICAI, has given us permission to make ICAI course and the Chartered Accountancy course not just a national course, but have an international curriculum. What this would mean is that we would have customized papers for each country where ICAI wishes to take its Chartered Accountancy course. So therefore, in the United States, no longer will only Indian diaspora and members of Indian community be doing the Chartered Accountancy course of ICAI and of India, but I'm sure in the future, with the help of all the chapters and now these new representative offices, which are starting today, we will be able to truly take the CA course global and ensure that how today in India, CA is the profession of choice for all commerce students. Going forward, all commerce graduates and commerce pursuing students in United States, in North America, South America, or any part of the world can pursue Chartered Accountancy and get this qualification from ICAI. So we are grateful to the government for giving us this opportunity. The National Education Policy has given us a great vision in terms of where the Chartered Accountancy profession should also go in line with the education of the country. And under the leadership of our Honorable President, we are looking forward to have a fantastic international curriculum tailor-made for each country. Finally, I think today is also a great day to celebrate the partnership between United States and India, two very important democracies, two great economies. And where I come from in Ahmedabad in Gujarat, there is a huge amount of work that we are seeing between the two countries, especially in the accounting domain happening. A lot of accounting work from the US getting done in India. And I'm confident with these representative offices that we are inaugurating today, the course will definitely get more propagated in the US, but we will also have more opportunities for our chartered accountants in India to have professional work from the United States. And as India and ICAI promotes startups, I think this is going to be a great opportunity also for our startups which are getting incubated and conceptualized in India to have our representative offices, incubate them, nurture them, and eventually also get the right amount of funding to them so that India can also become the startup capital of the world. With these words, truly grateful to all of you, and especially our chief guest, CA Piyush Goyal ji, for joining us today. Wishing all of us and our profession all the very best. Jai Hind, Jai ICAI.
Thank you, Aniket ji. Joining us virtually next is our president of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, CA Debashish Mitra ji. He was elected as the president of ICAI for the term 2022-23, and Dr. Debashish Mitra has been in the accounting profession for more than 34 years. And apart from being a CA, he's also a cost accountant, company secretary, and a law graduate. CA Dr. Debashish Mitra is a member on the board of Chartered Accountants Worldwide and the South Asian Federation of Members. Thank you, sir, for joining us at this hour. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and a very, very good afternoon to all of you. Our chief guest, Honorable Union Minister Piyush Goyal, the friend, philosopher, and guide of the profession. Guest of honor, His Excellency Mr. Taranjit Singh Sandhu, Honorable Ambassador of India to the United States of America. Special guest, Dr. T.V. Nagendra Prasad, Honorable Consul General of India at San Francisco. My younger brother and a person who is going to be one of the youngest president of the Institute next year. He's in his 30s. The Honorable Vice President of the Institute, sitting to my right, Aniket Talati, CA Vish Arunachalam, Founder Chairman of USA San Francisco Chapter, Vijay Gupta, Founder Chairman of ICAI British Columbia Vancouver Chapter, Sudha Michael, Acting Chairperson of ICAI USA San Francisco Chapter, and the founder conveners and founder members of the 6 new representative offices of ICAI at Arizona, Austin, Los Angeles, Michigan, North Carolina, and Ohio. Before I begin, and this is for all of you, the gentleman who is the chief guest today, Piyush Goyal, CA Piyush Goyal, he is a rank holder, chartered accountant. And so many of us, you see, we look up to him for guidance, and for advice whenever we are, at times a bit confused about how to take the profession ahead. And Piyush ji will be always with a smile, guiding us, patting us on our back, encouraging us to go ahead. Let me just take you through a bit of history. In July 2000, this whole concept of representative offices came into being in 2020 when the council passed a resolution. In July 2020, we had 5 representative offices inaugurated in the US. And who else but the Honorable Union Minister Piyush Goyal, who inaugurated these 5 representative offices in the US. So Piyush Goyal ji has such a, we can say the umbilical cord, continues between Piyush Goyal and the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. See, that is how it is. See, his link with the Institute has been so close, and we really look up to him. To the Honorable Ambassador, sir, let me just give you a brief of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, about which you may or may not be aware. Sir, we were formed by an act of the Parliament on 1st of July, 1949, even before India became a republic. And sir, today, we are the 2nd largest accounting body in the world. I say in the world. We have 166 branches in India, 5 regional council offices. We have 44 chapters overseas, 33 representative offices. We are present in 77 global cities and 47 countries of the world. When the founders of the institute, way back on the 1st of July 1949, decided to form the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, when G.P. Kapadia, the first president of the institute, took chair, I don't think so he ever imagined that the institute will grow to such an extent beyond the frontiers of India. And we are extremely proud that the institute has grown to such an extent. And it has grown to such an extent because of the good wishes, the guidance of course, the government of India, and of course, all the dignitaries who are sitting on the dais. And as I said, with the constant guidance of CA Piyush Goyal. Today, the institute realizes that the technological changes are going to be immense. And the institute is geared up to ensure that the members can function in an era where artificial intelligence will be very, very predominant. In an era where blockchain will be very, very predominant. We are trying to see how the profession is made ready to face a world which is changing because of the technological developments that are taking place. You'll be happy to note that the institute is also going into areas which were totally uncharted for it. For example, by the circular dated 25th of July of this year, the Securities and Exchange Board of India has set up a social stock exchange. This is as per the finance minister's speech in 2019. Now, SEBI has set up the social stock exchange. But, when SEBI has set up this social stock exchange, let me also just explain to you what will this social stock exchange do. It will, the NGOs will register themselves with social stock exchange to raise money. But what SEBI has done is, you see, by this circular, it has said that the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India will put up a SRO, a self-regulatory organization, to monitor the social audit that takes place for all these NGOs who are going to raise money through the social stock exchange. The SEBI is now telling us that can you put up the social audit standards to be made applicable to the auditors of this social stock exchange. And the institute has already developed 16 social audit standards and put it up for public exposure. In a council meeting held a few days back, the institute has decided to set up a Section 8 company with the authorized capital of 10 crore rupees so that we can go ahead and go into this new area called social audit and serve, the country, by joining hands with SEBI. So that is, we are going into areas which were not very conventional when the institute was formed way back in 1949. The institute takes pride today in being the host of the World Congress of Accountants. Piyush Goyal ji is one of the speakers. So those of you who are here who would like to hear him more, you must come to Mumbai on November 18th, 19th, 20, 21st. You see, to see us showcasing not only the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, but showcasing the world, showcasing to the world the great country called India. Today, our delegates, we have already got delegates from more than 80 countries of the world. We have already got that registered. We are expecting about 7,000 delegates to come physically in the Geo World Trade Center in Mumbai. We are expecting to dazzle you with all the technological developments that you will see, that will present before you. You see, the speakers will be the best that is available from all over the world. And you see, we are hoping with the help of Honorable Union Minister Piyush Goyal that the Honorable Prime Minister of India will come and inaugurate the World Congress. Now, World Congress is considered to be the Olympics of accountancy because it is held once in 4 years. And since the World Congress started in 1904, you see, in more than 100 years old history of the World Congress, this is the first time that India will be hosting the World Congress. I request all of you to please come to India and be a part of the celebration of the accountancy profession. As I said, it will be a once-in-a-lifetime experience for many of you if you come to India at that time. I congratulate all the representative officers for the being inaugurated, all the 6 of them. I wish the San Francisco chapter the very best. We also have an agreement coming up with Harvard University to do courses between ICAI and the Harvard University jointly. And many of you wanted me to come here today. And let me tell you to Piyush Goyal, sir. Sir, tomorrow I have a very important meeting with CAG. This is regarding changing the various requirements for carrying out the government audit. And you see, this meeting is so important for the future of the profession that I just could not avoid the meeting. If this meeting would not have been there tomorrow, I and the Vice President would have been certainly there in San Francisco today to be amidst your midst. But nevertheless, I wish the chapter the very best. I wish the new representative officers very best. Ensure that the flag of the institute, the flag of the profession, and the flag of the 2 great countries, United States of America and our motherland and the great country called India, is made to fly very, very high. I once again thank you for having invited me here, and I wish all of you the very best in all your future endeavors. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Next, I'm going to introduce our Piyush Goyal ji. He needs no introduction. I'm sure all of us know him well enough. I'm feeling proud as I say that he is a chartered accountant. He's one of us. Piyush ji is the Cabinet Minister of the Government of India, having portfolios such as the Minister of Textiles, Minister of Commerce, and Industry, and Minister of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution. I won't take any more of everyone's time. Piyush ji, everybody is waiting to listen to you. Please. Yeah. Taranjit Singh Sindhu ji, he is the Indian ambassador to the US. He joined the Indian Foreign Service in 1988. He was responsible for opening the Indian embassy in Ukraine and also worked there as the head of political and administration wing. He was the first secretary in Washington. He also worked as consul general in Frankfurt. He also served at the Ministry of External Affairs, India, in different capacities.
Thank you, madam. Well, it's indeed a special day for us, and we are delighted to have our Honorable CIM with us today. All of you know he needs no introduction, and we are all aware of the critical role he has played in several important portfolios, and all of you will understand each one of those: energy, power, railways, environment, commerce. And I know everybody is waiting to listen to him, so I'm not going to go into details of those. But this is his first event he is attending after paying respects to the Mahatma and the Gadar Babas, the Gadar Memorial. I also take this opportunity to compliment ICAI on this special day. 6 new rep offices are being opened. Of course, I've had the honor to participate in opening of your Washington office way back in 21. And also when I was High Commissioner in Colombo, Sri Lanka, again, we were closely associated with your team there. Indian professionals have made a mark in the United States, and the contribution to the economy, society, polity of the Indian Americans is well known. And I'm told that India is home of 10% of the total CAs all over the world. So we are very proud of this skill set. And I think, as the President had mentioned, that this is an important opportunity, a very useful opportunity for us to connect this particular skill set in both the places. Already, as the President has mentioned, number of outsourcing is being done, but this provides another area where United States and India can cooperate, partner, and also exchange best practices. So with this, I just want to urge your organization to work more closely with international organizations, and whatever we can do to assist at the embassy, we'll be very happy to do that. And in the end, I just want to finish off with a quote. It is all numbers, numbers, and numbers. Balancing the account is an important part of balancing one's own life. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, friends from San Francisco, Ambassador Taranjit Sandhu, Consul General Dr. Nagendra Prasad, our very own President Debashish and Vice President Aniket. Truly grateful to you for having stayed up so late into the night. And I would have normally expected you to be at different locations joining from your home. But the fact that you are all set together is an endorsement of the good work that the United States chapter is doing and the leadership that both of you are providing to our profession. Congratulations to you, President, Vice President, and of course to our founding chairman of the San Francisco chapter, Vish Arunachalam. Other office bearers of the San Francisco chapter. And by the way, I noticed the gender equality even before you mentioned it, right at the entrance, and must compliment you for that. It's really a remarkable recognition of the very important role our sisters are playing in furthering the profession. Probably a lesson for us to learn, Debashish, back home in India. All the founders of the 6 offices that are being opened today, big congratulations to all of you and my best wishes for a glorious future. Friends from Frisco who are attending. Warm greetings on Labor Day. Warm greetings on Teachers' Day. Also for those of you who've just celebrated Ganesh Chaturthi, my prayers for your success, rather for all of you actually. Prayers for your success, your well-being, your family's success and happiness. And since Lord Ganesh is also called Vignaharta, may all the negativity and problems go out of your lives. My prayers with each one of you. We're also celebrating 75 years of independence, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. We are just into the 3rd week of the Amrit Kal, the next 25 years, which I think all of us in this room and on the video conference will agree will be the defining years which will show to the world India's growing strength, potential, and contribution, and will surely make India one of the top 2 or 3 countries in the world. And each one of us in this room have a very, very important role to play as we move into the Amrit Kal, as we design the future of India's economy, prosperity, well-being of 1.3 billion people. And therefore, it's a fitting recognition of your contribution that, as Ambassador just mentioned, soon after paying my humble respects to the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi ji, and to the brave hearts who fought for India's freedom at the Gadar Memorial, my very first engagement is with my brothers and sisters of the profession. It's also quite a coincidence that I was part of the program in June of 20 when 5 offices were started, 6 more today, and the way the institute is going, maybe many more counting in the years ahead. I'm looking forward to the institute having 100 international offices very soon. And I wish you all the very best in those endeavors. A lot has been said about the work of the institute, the number of qualified chartered accountants, students across the country. Certainly is not an easy profession, not easy to, in the first place, become a chartered accountant. But the very fact that each one of you has qualified speaks volumes of your abilities, your capabilities, and also the fact that you have chosen to remain connected with the motherland, chosen to be active in the institute so that you can all be somewhat involved in the future of India, gives me a lot of hope and gives me a lot of confidence in the profession. In any case, chartered accountants across the world are contributing in a big measure to economic activity, not only of Indian companies, but international companies. I'm not so sure, while the president did suggest that we should look for mutual recognition. I think getting through a chartered accountancy exam is far tougher than doing a CFA course, I think, or a CPA course. So I suggest you have a second thought on that, Debashish, before I start negotiating with Catherine Tai and get you the mutual recognition. But I'll be happy to take it forward if it is the collective decision and the wisdom of the institute that we would like to see this happen. What does our profession tell us to do? We are basically custodians of integrity. A signature that a chartered accountant puts on a document is a recognition that that statement is true and fair, speaks the right things, gives confidence to stakeholders, whether it's shareholders or owners, whether it's the public at large, government, creditors and debtors, international investors, everybody recognizes the signature that each one of you put on any document, not necessarily our annual accounts, but on any document. And therefore, the responsibility cast on each one of us becomes that much more serious, that much more onerous. I've said this on earlier occasions when I've had a chance to interact with our brother and sister chartered accountants, that public trust rests largely on all of us. And which is why as they say, with great power comes great responsibility. Unless you sign a document, that document is just a piece of paper. The moment you affix your signature on that, certifying it, recognizing it to be honest, the truth, it suddenly becomes worth its weight in gold. Millions and billions are transacted based on your signature. And therefore, the 4,500 chartered accountants in the United States, or the 250,000, or I think now it's grown to 350,000. I'll have to keep updating the numbers. 350,000 chartered accountants across the world are bearing the burden of that trust on their strong shoulders. It's very appropriate that for the first time in 118 years, we'll have the 21st World Congress of Accountants in my home city, in Mumbai. I'm looking forward to that, Debashish, in November. It'll be at the cusp of India assuming the presidency of the G20 from 1st of December. And in some sense, it's also a recognition of the growing relevance that India has in the Committee of Nations across the world, and the chartered accountancy profession in India has when it comes to the accounting profession across the world. Today, with the kind of structural reforms that have happened in India, the island of stability that India offers amidst global disturbances, very challenging times across the world, but India holding strong, growth continuing to be amongst the highest in the large economies, inflation relatively being much, much less than other parts of the world, particularly the developed countries. So for India, we are at about 6.5%, 7% inflation. Consumer price index is up by about 6.7% by last account. This is a figure which is lower than what it used to be 10 years ago. And each one of us knows that for years and years, double-digit inflation was almost a given in India. Of course, post-2014, India has focused on inflation. For the first time ever, the Reserve Bank of India and the government, central government, entered into a formal agreement mandating the Reserve Bank of India to maintain inflation as a primary focus of its activities. And since 2014, India has seen inflation at an average of about 4.5%, probably the lowest that we have seen in any 8-year period since independence. We have had a small bump in the last few months, and we are all very conscious of the background to it. Post-COVID, the rush of activity coupled with the conflict between Ukraine and Russia, leading to almost a 4x inflation. Even in the developed world, which was used to 2.5% inflation, now seeing 10 and 11% inflation against India, which was used to a double-digit inflation, only seeing a bump up from about 4% to 6.7%. I was just now in the morning seeing the chart of UK inflation, which hovered between 2%, 2.5%, went up only once in the last 5 years to about 3%. And there was anxiety in UK about it. Currently, 10%. And in this stable environment, India has become probably one of the world's most attractive investment destinations, the trusted partner of the world. And it is evident in the way world leaders and developed countries are making every effort to expand their engagement with India, looking for bilateral agreements to expand trade with India, investments into India. As you are all aware, we've had 2 successful free trade agreements in calendar 2022 between the United Arab Emirates and India, and Australia and India, both highly developed economies, both economies holding a lot of promise for our international trade. We are at an advanced stage with the United Kingdom. Her Excellency Miss Liz Truss, and my congratulations to her on her election as the next Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, and I had launched the India-UK trade negotiations barely a year or so ago, year and a half ago, when she was the trade and investment minister of UK. Miss Anne Mary, who's currently their trade and investment minister, and I are in regular contact, and we are shooting for an agreement between UK and India within the next few months, possibly even by Diwali. A little bit of political changes in UK may have derailed it by a few weeks, but I do hope with Liz assuming the Prime Ministership of UK, we may even now be able to make up for some lost time. You're all aware of the game-changing economic reforms that have happened in India, be it GST, be it IBC, be it the effort to decriminalize laws and make it easier to do business, the fact that we are trying to reduce compliances significantly, the low corporate tax for new businesses coming into India, the removal of the dividend distribution tax, which was a deterrent for international investment into India because A, they were paying almost 22% on their dividends, B, that was not getting a tax set off on the DTAA. The single window that we have tried to create, all of these are clearly pointing to a very renewed enthusiasm in India to expand the frontiers of business, economic activity. I very often said that as growth rates in India are suggesting we will be a $30 trillion economy in the next 30 years. And for a chartered accountant, it's not very difficult to figure it out. You take a 8% growth rate and extrapolate the current $3.3 trillion economy, and you're looking at 30 trillion at a very conservative end. You'd probably see the CII has projected it to be anywhere between 35 and $45 trillion by 2047. That's in 25 years. So to you, my friends from the chartered accountancy community, I have 4 suggestions as a call to action. 1, I think you can all present the tremendous investment opportunities in India to international clients. In a way, work like a bridge between India and the United States here or other parts of the world where the chartered accountants have located themselves. Somewhat like the squirrels who help make the Ram Setu, We can play that small little bit of a role to help expand investments coming into India and contributing to economic growth back home. 2, you can be ambassadors of Brand India. Help spread the message of products, goods, services, high quality, very competitively priced that India has to offer. We are currently embarked on a major initiative to expand exports. We've also looked at Atmanirbharta as the core philosophy on which we'll develop Indian industry, Indian goods and services. We have a very vibrant one district, one product plan in which we are looking at specific products for which each district is known and helping that industry to further its scale and quality to become internationally competitive and welcome. You could actually help us in taking the message of the one district, one product initiative and Indian goods and services across the world. 3, you could possibly use a made in India product wherever you can. That'll help showcase to the rest of the world India's goods, India's very vibrant products which also carry a message. They're very traditional sometimes. There's a huge heritage value oftentimes. And they're extremely beautiful, whether our handicrafts, our handlooms, our khadi products, amongst others. So as we do gifting on Diwali, on Dasara, on Bhai Dooj, Christmas, New Year, Eid, there are a lot of opportunities in weddings. I see a lot of weddings are happening post-COVID. We could all look at made in India goods as our preferred choice for gifting. Prime Minister in his 15th August address said that if each one of us takes an effort to help India, sabka prayas, not only in India, across the world, it can really take the country forward much faster. As he said, if 1.3 billion Indians, 130 crore Bharatiya, एक कदम उठाएंगे, तो देश 130 कदम आगे बढ़ता है. And finally, I would like some of you, if not all, to aspire to become global level chartered accountancy firms. Create partnerships, groups, get together, and let's see some Indian chartered accountancy firms become international firms. since President Debashish had referred to Mr. G.M. Kapadia, the first president of the Institute, I fondly recall Rajesh Kapadia, who was my chartered accountant from G.M. Kapadia and Associates. Unfortunately, is no more with us, passed away at a young age, but an absolutely phenomenal professional. Somebody I could trust blindfolded. Somebody would, I'm a chartered accountant, but I never practiced the profession. I started my own business industry when I was a college student. I won't get down to how truant or good I was as an articles clerk. Since I had just started my business a couple of years before I did my CA. And I always looked up to Rajesh as a friend, philosopher, and guide. And today, as you've reminded me of GM Kapadia and Associates, I can only say to all of you that the legacy that some of them have left behind for us is a responsibility that we all carry to continue. The legacy of trust, the legacy of honesty, the legacy of high standards in our profession. And therefore, in this Amrit Kal, let us all resolve to always maintain that high level of trust that is reposed on us by the world, if I may venture to suggest. And let us all do well in life and help our clients, our stakeholders do even better. As we see India grow, I hope each one of you grows. As we see India prosper, I'm sure each one of you will become even more prosperous. My best wishes to you as we'll soon be celebrating Navratri. For those of you who will be having Garba or Dandiya Ras, may you have lots of fun. My best wishes for Dasara, Diwali, Christmas, the New Year. I hope the festive season ahead of us is one of great joy, happiness, and success for all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for the amazing speech. All of us were spellbound. Thank you so much. And now next we move on to launching our rep offices. Everybody should be able to watch from here. The videos will be played.
Chartered accountants and friends, greetings from the state of Arizona. My name is Pallav Acharya, and although it feels like a distant past, I passed my final CA examination in 1984. I'm honored to be a founding member of the Arizona Representative Office with a mission to network with the fellow chartered accountants and spread the message of professionalism, competence, unity, and integrity that have been imbibed in all of us via the rigorous training provided to us while pursuing to be a successful chartered accountant. I express my immense gratitude to the profession that I love and look forward to working with the chartered accountants in Arizona, as well as elsewhere in the United States and the world, and be able to have the opportunity to serve the profession by sharing what I've learned in my career spanning almost 4 decades. reaffirming our Vedic philosophy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Our best wishes for the event from all of us at the Arizona Representative Office, and let the new chapter begin. Thank you.
Hello, everybody, and welcome from Arizona. I am really happy to be a part of the expanding global footprint of the Institute, and my best wishes to all the new additions to the ICAI network. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is CA Amrita Mitra. I passed my CA in 2012. I am based out of Phoenix, Arizona. Opening a representative office in Arizona was very important. It will help us getting connected with other CAs here. It will grow opportunities for us. It will help us in networking, and it will also help us in connecting with ICAI. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sanjay Rao, CA 1998 batch. I reside in Phoenix, Arizona for the last 10 years. Arizona is an attractive place for investment and for industry, with a lot of newer startups getting set up here, especially in the area of information technology. Arizona universities here attract students who come here to pursue MBA, finance, IT, and especially newer members of our profession from India, ICAI, come here to pursue these educational opportunities. I thank the CA Institute for setting up the regional office in Arizona, and also a big thanks to Vish Arunachalam and Sudha Michelle from the San Francisco Representative Office. Looking forward to network here and connect with the Arizona regional office and to mentor newer members who
We'll request the minister to launch the 6 rep offices, and then we'll continue the video as we serve lunch. Thank you.
Congratulations to all of you. I declare the 6 rep offices as started.
I'll get someone to help, don't worry. We'll now give away the plaques for launching the ICAI offices. ICAI team Ohio. Roshni Biani, thank you. Next is the ICAI Austin. Hetal Modi. Team ICAI Los Angeles. Sridhar Venkateshan, please join us. Team ICAI Arizona. Swaminathan. Team ICAI Michigan. Team ICAI North Carolina. Next, I have a plaque for Dr. Nagendra Prasad. Next, we have a plaque for Ambassador Taranjit Singh Sandhuji. Next, we have the plaque for CA Vivek Kapoor. Thank you for flying to be here with us. Next, we have CA Vijay Gupta ji, the founding chairman of the British Columbia chapter. Thank you, sir, for being here. Next, we have this ICAI Best Chapter Overseas Award that we won. We won the third prize. And this, we would like to give it away in remembrance of our Geeta Ramakrishnan. Suresh and her son, Krishna, are here. Please join us here to receive the award. Please come over. Geeta has been a support and we miss her today. Lunch is served at the back and please enjoy yourself.
Yeah. On karo. To Piyush ji, thank you very much for your kind presence, sir. Piyush Goyal ji, on behalf of the Institute, thank you very much for your kind presence. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.